So today, our topic.
All right.
What was it? I texted you. It was what you think is necessary to prosper and survive as a black person in America. Earlier, me and my
We're
brother.
gonna talk about that's the topic that you want to discuss.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think? Basically, in America, as
There's different avenues of it. There's different avenues of that because in overall, it's
so earlier we were talking about in the past, our uncle had a sandwich shop because we were discussing like how it's important to be able to make moves so that you can make a path for your children. Like if you created a business, you could guarantee your son could always have a job. So that brought us back to the sandwich shop that our uncles and my dad tried to do, but it they butted heads too much and it fell apart. So when you said it was different avenues, I'm thinking that is definitely an avenue worth pursuing is starting your own business and operating and maybe even invest in creating your business in your community that
well,
way.
from one standpoint with me, I could say this: I've took that avenue twice,
You've
twice with my
created
children.
business.
Yes, created my own business twice with my children. And,
What were
and,
the
and it was when they was
businesses?
real young. It was when they real was young. So I understand how it is to move forward and have certain finances to move things in that direction. But a team is even better. But then having that backing behind you, because then you'll spend frivolously on stuff that you really don't need, and then you it's like jumping out the window when you don't have to. If you hold on a little bit longer, you will be all right. Just wait.
So what you saying, like from what I hear, it reminds me of something I was discussing with Olivia on my last episode, was about spending frivolously. Reminds me of like people spending money on things that they don't need comes from like them being programmed and like taught to like consume products. Like that's a
Yeah,
part of
everything is
consumerism.
just. It goes back to that saying: everything is not for everybody. It's not. It's not. Everything that you think that you need, you really don't need. You really don't need. If now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have more and having more. There's nothing wrong for that. There's nothing wrong for that, and there's nothing wrong with having that gift that's bestowed upon you in order to be in that situation or having those situations. There's nothing against that, but in all simplicity of life, all
Well,
that stuff. It's,
we'll
it's,
go
it's
into
really not
detail
important.
because you're speaking really hypothetically. Like,
I'm not, because I'm taking the question how you saying it, and I'm answering it with a straight, honest, clear answer. You said you made the statement. Well, you asked three questions, and every time I answered it, you switched the question or the narrative of the question.
I don't think I did that.
Okay.
Basically, like you were saying, like you can have everything you wanted. It's just like
No,
you can have the
you can have
Jordans and all that
everything.
stuff
You
as
can have
long as
all
you're
that stuff.
smart and you own property
There's
first.
nothing wrong with having those
Yeah.
things. Those are gifts. This is nothing. It's nothing but gifts. They're commercials. They're commercials. Commercial. Everything has a cycle. Everything. Everything has a
I feel
cycle.
like you're talking in a cycle. Like
I'm
a
not.
Circle.
I'm not.
Ralph, what do you think about that? Are you?
Am I wrong with anything,
Are
Ralph?
you
Anything that I
following
said was
his
wrong?
train
These
of
questions?
thought? Because I feel like you're staying really on the surface. Like you don't want to get in deep. I want you to go like deep, get in detail. Give me some examples of what
Okay.
you're talking about. Like
Okay.
the scenarios are too vague for me. Like
All right. You was like, it's not. You were saying about materialism. You said, yeah, it's okay to have. You said, it's like a person having Jordans or just say all. To me, once you said that, everything behind that became materialistic
and putting value
because I
in the wrong
understand the mind
things.
state of what's going on with the people today.
What is the mind state of the people today? And first,
No, well,
Okay.
no, no, because see, now you're flipping the
I think
question.
people today, they
He's
wanna-
flipping the question.
Hold
He's
on.
flipping the question, Ralph, and me and you gonna
look good
conversate.
and act like they got it.
Yeah. Now, there's people out there that's willing to lose their lives for all those things on one aspect. But the question Michael asked me was, Yeah, like the people who has a lot of Jordans and stuff like that. So I stood on it and I corrected them. I said, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you have those sneakers and you have all that stuff, that's a blessing. That's a gift. That's good. Enjoy all of that. And then he was like, well, what do you mean? I said, you really don't need all of that stuff. Right or wrong? Didn't I state that?
That you don't need it. Yeah.
I said you don't need
But
to
I
have all that
didn't-
stuff. Not to know your self-worth. If you know your self-value, clothes don't make you. If you need to have that on, I don't even a star. Do you think stars walk around like that all day long? Hell no. Half of them don't even look like that.
True.
Is this shit recorded? I don't want no problems or no smoke.
Don't be afraid of the internet.
Whatever.
Don't be
Whatever.
afraid of the people. It's just the
Listen.
people. Listen, you're just saying a lot of like
Factual things. I'm back.
I mean, but it's
Everything
just,
I'm saying is backing up. I'm answering your question.
so Ralph, he said something that I wanted to address. He was like,
Okay.
he thinks people are putting too much value into the wrong things. Is that what you
Yes.
said?
I agree with you. I agree with him.
I mean,
But that's
it's
life.
like when grandma and mom, back in them days and shit, like, you want to own a house, you want to own this, you want to own. Nowadays, these kids they don't want to own nothing. They just want to own a pair of Jordans, the Rolex, the Lexus. They good.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean? Like, what about your kids? What about their college? What about their future? What you gonna retire on? Like, motherfuckers don't want that. Motherfuckers nowadays, they want to look good in front of the camera and make videos, but nobody want to have nothing that they can pass down for future generations.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
and why do you think there was a shift from like one generation valuing that? Because our parents, they came up in an era where there was a lot of
didn't
redlining and
have.
they wasn't even
we didn't
allowed
have, like-
to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Because
So
we didn't have, you wanted, and you wanted it more. You know what I'm saying? So, we
so
worked
now you
hard
think
for it,
like
but-
Everything
because
is
they have-
everything is so much more faster now. Everything, the
Huh?
mindset, and the consciousness of today people is not like how it was in the 80s and the 90s. It's entirely
Right.
different because
it was
due to the
different,
fact
like,
that they're right
got
now
married
to
at a
be
later date.
immune
You
and
started
to
your family
constantly
at a
receive
later date.
access of information is like opening up in your eyes. You can go walk to the bathroom and go to wash your face. They have mirrors that have televisions in it, and they play the news and whatever's on your Facebook and on your phone in the mirror. I don't know. You haven't seen it yet? I have.
I've seen
There's
something
refrigerators
similar.
and everything. Yes. You know what? I'm overstepping my boundaries. I'm overstepping my boundaries. It's a fact.
You just keep taking us further out.
No,
Like
I ain't.
I'm trying to follow you.
It's a fact.
But
Ralph,
we
Ralph,
were talking
if you
about-
had the information, think about it. I'll help you out. Make it easy.
Okay.
Make them old enough to be considered adult, but they still can't really purchase a pack of cigarettes. But the people in the store sell it to them. It's today's kid that's 18 years old. You know how the mindset of kids now are sitting up here, I can't wait till I turn 18. I can't wait till I turn 18. Everybody had that moment, that pitch in their life, right or wrong. We agree on that, right, fellas?
Sure.
Now, guess what? You're 18 years old. You think you could do this, that, third. You can make adult decisions. Only thing that you really adult do at 18 is to be charged as an adult. Because legally, on the side of a pack of cigarettes, it says you cannot purchase unless you're 21 years old.
21.
In the state of New Jersey, you're not even allowed to buy any alcohol unless you're 21 years old.
21.
And guess what? You're 18 and you're grown.
listen.
So the only thing you can do is be charged as an adult. And that's why they try to influence you and keeping you and guiding you in the right direction. Now, if you get arrested in between the ages of 18 and 19 more than 3 times, 9 times out of 10, you're going to pay some money. And it ain't for you to just I'm just gonna go away. No,
As an adult.
you can be charged as an adult.
At 16.
But
Yeah, I
when
was
you
gonna
turn
say that.
21, you really consider a legal adult.
And depending on the crime, I mean,
They're
they could
charging-
charge a 14-year-old as an
There's
adult,
kids out here being charged as an adult.
especially minorities.
So you got low kids doing stupid shit, but we get charged as an adult instead of a juvenile. because
Yeah,
they
they've been doing it
want
for
you to do
years.
More time.
Rest in peace to Emmett Till.
Emmett Till.
Yeah,
Okay. He died a while ago, right?
a very, very long time ago. A young black man that they kept that one in the record of, stating that this is a
Hey,
crime
Ralph,
that
are
he
you
committed.
familiar with Emmett Till?
You
Ralph,
said I keep going out there, Ralph.
Huh?
are you familiar with Emmett Till?
Hell yeah. He was the one that whistled at that white girl, and the whole mob of people whooped his ass to the point he was unrecognizable. And then his mother had the Times or some paper put him on the front page. Just
Yeah,
the
she
way
had
they
the
left him, like so the world could see what they did to his son.
open
So
casket.
nobody was charged. You know what I mean? It's the same shit we going through now.
Yeah, man.
So motherfuckers be like, yo, we free, we free. No, we ain't fucking free. They just found a new way to cover it up to make you think or to make you believe you are.
Well, it doesn't even seem like they're covering it up because we're seeing this more and more, especially with social media and everybody having a camera on their phones. We're seeing the police brutality in a lot of like mass shootings and all that stuff, but you can't cover it up because it's out there. But it doesn't seem like it's changing.
Motherfuckers is disgusted about it because they see it now, and that's only because people got phones and you know what I mean, cameras in front of their door and shit like that. It was going on a long time ago. Like with what's that guy that beat up and started fight? What's his name? Something King, Rodney King.
Yeah.
If that man didn't pull over and recorded it with his video camera, you wouldn't even know about that, and those police would have walked off the bench.
They did walk off.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying
that's why there were riots.
You know what I mean?
And it was, I guess, the first time that maybe white America noticed or believed like that black people were being abused by police.
What you mean?
He brought up. Yeah, it was the first time the Rodney King videos.
So you think they didn't know that prior?
Well, maybe they did. Most likely they did. They never could, like, they had deniability before it, but once that was mainstream, they couldn't deny that they didn't know it. Have you ever had experience with like police brutality?
Making it known to us that they know?
Or the world, actually, because once they broadcast it, like American media goes everywhere. So yes. I think it matters less to white America what America knows. It matters more to them what the world knows and think about them.
Yeah, on the national level, of course, across the world.
Yeah. So, did you ever have any like negative experiences with police brutality growing up in Jersey City? Yeah.
Yes. I grew up in Jersey City. It wasn't the way that I chose, but I'm grateful. It taught me I'm the man who I am today because of that. I love my city.
Hey,
201 stand up.
Okay. Hey, every time what?
Yeah. Huh?
Hey, every time you finish a sentence, it's like you start speaking in phrases like the turtle from Kung Fu Panda. It's like you try to make everything so positive. You ain't even that positive. Stop fronting for the camera. Be you.
I'm me. I'm very positive. I give off
negative.
nothing but great energy, and I don't want nothing but good energy around me.
All right.
I try to keep everything balanced.
I appreciate the balance.
And sometimes mixing conversation is not worth the aggravation. It's not worth it. So why?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with just saying, you know what, okay, I'm going to the store.
These fools are straight arguing.
They're arguing about pizza, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all still arguing about those pizza slices?
I said it had 14 slices in one box, man.
Somebody left the pizza slices out.
Oh, that's cool. This is cool, man. I'm glad y'all had me. This is cool. The prop is dope, man.
What do you think of the table, Olivia?
This is sick, man. This is sick. She did her thing with this, man.
It didn't hold up.
Yes. Yes, I got to donate something to your show, man. I got to donate something to your show.
Hey, man, the biggest donation you can do is support it on your social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. And got to bring
support,
some cognac
right?
around this motherfucker.
Hey, man, don't talk about my vodka.
Yeah, I want to come over and do a live show, man.
Yeah, man, this is cool, man.
All three of us get some liquor, just talk about some real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk about the real shit now, but Woody trying to act all positive and shit.
What you mean? What
I'm not in agreement with? Trying to act all kumbaya.
Tell me what I'm not in agreement with.
Every time I be like, yeah, like
he's sitting up there looking like Professor Clump.
This motherfucker acting like he in court. Like this video is gonna show up, and he's like, I ain't got nothing. I love everybody.
What are you talking
don't
about?
love everybody. You hateful motherfucker, you.
Like, talk that gangster shit, man. Talk that
I know.
Oh, that's what you try to get. You try to get that. You try to get one of them belly moments.
That ain't that nigga. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all know. Chris. Mike Epps had a special. He had a joke where like black men be lying and shit, like when they out there with their wives and be talking all positive, like, "Hey, how you doing? God bless you. Just out here with the missus, loving life. All right, now go home. God bless you." And when he's not with his wife, he be out. Where the bitches at? Where the bitches? Like that nigga ain't like that. That's
Yeah,
your
this
ass,
is cool,
nigga.
man. This is cool. I mean, Rob, this is dope, man. Word is born. So can continue. Ask me more questions about discussing about the topic. We got to continue on.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get you to give me some.
Yo, I'm glad to say I'm happy that you've been eating well. Because I know you stay on your work hard type shit, and
You trying to say I'm putting on weight?
Nah, damn. See, that's the problem with these people today. You can't give them a compliment because everything is a problem when you give them a compliment.
I never had somebody say, "I'm glad you're eating well." Like, what kind of shit is that? Whoever complimented somebody, "I'm glad you're eating well." You sound like a mom sending a letter to her son in prison.
My bad.
I got something from last night in the refrigerator.
Yo, Rob, you crazy as hell.
Oh, look at my baby. I'm glad you're eating
You
well.
know what?
Thanks, mama.
Oh, God. And that's the problem right there. Can't even get
Yeah.
that. That's why they had the prohibition.
Prohibition. What does prohibition have to do with? Yo,
Don't give them no alcohol. They can't start saying nothing nice.
This nigga start a conversation in his head and finish it out loud, and expect me to understand the whole thing. They don't make them like you no more.
Yeah, what you talking about? You terrible.
So I was trying to get you to tell me, or give me an example of how,
Jersey City?
or anybody.
With the police? Yeah,
Well, not
man.
even with the police, man. It was all
I
about.
ain't gonna touch on that because that was so long
prospering.
ago. But what
Yeah.
I can say is this though, a lot of the cats said that happened to them too. Man, the police used to drive us down Lincoln Park and whoop our behind, and literally whoop our behind.
They would
We
pick
was
you up.
young,
How
yeah.
old were you about?
What, like 14, 15 years old? If they knew you was in the streets, if they knew you was in them streets.
And were you in the streets, or were you just like a kid, just out playing with your neighborhood kids?
Hell no, my neighborhood kids. We all
So
thought
you
like
was in the
grown
street
men.
hustling at that
Yeah,
time.
we all thought like grown men.
Let me ask you
We
something.
had grown man dreams,
Let me ask you something. Before you
but we
hustled,
was young as teens, huh?
before you hustled, when you were a kid, did you go and what they used to call goatee? Like, did you sell candy like out on the highway?
Yeah, no, not on the highway. But
like,
before the candy selling the candy phase, and I had a paper route. I
yeah.
had a paper route from around the corner.
So the paper.
Max's right there on Forest and Ocean, right around the corner from their roof in them old store.
Okay.
Yeah, on Forest Ocean in Jersey City, right there.
But my point about
Shout out to Chill, rest in peace, who just passed away. His brother B Rock, Lexington.
my point about the candy part, because me and Ralph was talking earlier about how selling candy was like an introduction to hustling.
Yeah, it was when we was doing that, and then from the paper route, and then graduating to selling candy, we just started making making little deliveries as kids and getting like $25. Getting $25, and you 14 years old in Hudson County, you get to go up to the Manhattan shop. You know what I mean? As long as you got the Manhattan shop was the place to be. It was like that part of Jackson Avenue was like going to Harlem in 125th Street in the middle of the summer. And it's about 60 degrees outside, and it's live. It's live. It's moving. It's shaking, and it's shaking all the way down to the evening. You ever spent the night in Harlem? You ever know anybody in Harlem? Stayed in Harlem?
Nah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice. It was like that. It gave you that type of feeling, and you young. You can buy any kind of sneaker you want, any kind of clothes, anything that you wanted. It was moving there. That was our Harlem then. But
But that was on Jackson. You
yes,
said?
on what they consider as Martin Luther King Drive.
Yeah, but I've always known
was
it as
Jackson
Jackson.
Avenue, of course.
So you said the packages, but that was like after.
No, it was just that. It was just that. But then when you get in high school and dabbling back and forth with how I grew up, learning and going to school. I was playing basketball. I was going to Lincoln High School, stuff like that, and I got caught up. I don't want to go back into it because I don't want that type of energy in my mind now.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that I had to learn. I had to learn my lesson for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to learn my lesson for me, and when I learned that lesson, it came with great responsibility. I had to get things in order in my life. That's how I'm going to. I had to get things in order in my life as a young man, so I had to become an adult a lot more sooner than others. Yeah. That's why I always spoke to you and Ralph about things like that. I was like, yo, be careful. Make sure you do this. When you have your kids, do such and such and such. Because I knew that y'all was young. You understand what I'm saying? And
I mean, we was nowhere near as young as you when you started. Because you said you had.
And you want to know why? I just said to you. I said, that's why when you and your brother grew up, I was saying to y'all, be careful.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you do X, Y, Z. Make sure you cover it. You know what I mean? This how you talk to them. This how you treat them. Don't hear what nobody else tell you. I never gave you that bad energy to say this how you deal with a woman or this how you talk to a woman or something like that.
Man,
because it was nothing but love with us.
Full of shit.
How the fuck you? Oh, this nigga.
You used to
this nigga was on SNL,
me.
Ralph. He was on Saturday Night Live. He asked a question. I just answered.
Here, trying to act like you the most wise, passionate, compassionate.
How?
You lying motherfucker. When I was a kid, when I first met you,
you tripping.
When I first met your ass, you used to torment me. I remember being like,
I used to torment you.
9 years old.
This nigga's terrible.
Nah, it had to be like 11. I'd be in my room playing, minding my business, being a kid like I'm supposed to be. Here come you. Hey, Mike, you know what pussy look like? You know how to suck titties? You remember this one time you was like, when you're rubbing titties, you don't do this like a cow. You're supposed to be. You used to be roasting me.
I never said no shit like that.
11 years old, and I'm like,
it all depends on who you talking to. You got Woody, and then you got Mr. Benjamin.
Yeah,
no.
Mr. Benjamin be fronting.
And all that shit you talking, I ain't with that.
Mr. Benjamin be
now you
fronting.
snitching. Number 2.
Snitching.
That right there you talking about, I don't even know nothing about all of that.
I remember.
And you know he gonna bring this up now after he got 11 kids, Ralph. He got 11 kids later.
Well, I figured out how
he got 8 is enough in the kitchen. You hear me?
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Remember when I came home drunk that time? I was out there with him when I graduated.
Yeah.
And he left me at the door drunk as hell.
I left you at the door?
That was
Woody. I kept my word.
Woody.
Did I keep my word?
That was Woody.
See, I'm not calling your name. And I ain't calling his name.
Like, yo,
got him shit-faced drunk.
That was Mr. Benjamin.
No.
I wasn't with him.
He said, you crazy.
That wasn't me.
No, I said, look, he was like, no, I'm 18. I want to go out with you. I said, you sure? You know, you're a young man. You know, come on. I put him in the car and I said, listen, me and my friends, we drink. You know, we drink, we shoot dice, we do what we do. But whatever we do, it stays between us. It is what it is. And he was like, I got you. I said, look, you pick your poison when you get there, and that's all you. And when we got there, what you do? Oh, man, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. This is what we do. And then what you said, I want this whole thing. This joker walks up in the backyard and said, I want something not that cool. I said, all those coolers is tight. He was like, what? I said, we do this. This joker grabs a gallon of Absolute Clear. He said, I'm going to drink this whole thing. I said, you sure? He was like, yeah. I said, you need a beer, anything? He said, no. After he got about a pint in him, he was like, I need a beer as a chaser. Okay. Next thing I knew, this joker walking around here, he moonwalking like Michael Jackson. After the Pepsi commercial. He tripping. He acting like...
Now, how are you so...
What are you talking about?
So a minute ago, you was all wise. Like, when you guys were young, I was already...
What you mean? Because you talking about a situation. You talking about an instance.
Over here talking about how you...
Man, please. Ralph was drunk as hell.
Yeah,
he was drunk as hell. And then he said to me, he was like, yo, man, I need to go home. I said, all right, cool. My boy and I was like, yo, he out. I said, you want to stay tonight? You okay? You'll be with me? He's like, no, I want to go home. I got him in that car. He said, open up all of the windows. He tried to drink like 4 waters, and none of that shit worked. When I pulled over and got him out, and I leaned up there and said, you good?
In the morning.
Yeah, you was...
He's sitting here frying bacon early in the morning. You know how you feel when you drunk and shit? Oh, my God. The smell of it just had me... Like, what you throwing up for?
Yo, I remember going into his room. This dude was unconscious.
Oh.
Him.
Oh,
unconscious. Yeah. He
Oh,
had
my
threw up
God.
multiple
Y'all out here
times.
snitching.
Threw up multiple times on the floor and
Wow.
was sleeping in it.
What?
Yes, a puddle of throw up, and he was chest deep sleep
Wow.
on the floor. And I was like, holy crap. Yeah, he definitely.
Like, who threw up on the floor? Like, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yo, I remember that. He was like,
That
who
was
did
like you
this?
actually
Which is a
got up, looked in
dumbass
the
question.
closet for somebody who was throwing up on your foot, and it was you.
Basically, why would you even bother with the question? Like, who did this? Who threw up? I don't know. It wasn't me. You laying in the shit, swimming.
That shit crazy.
Throw up all on my shirt, all
Yo,
around.
Mike straight up a bit. Mike straight up on here. He got us telling family business. Damn, I ain't mad at you.
Hey, if you don't tell your stories, who will?
You fucking right about that, brother. You got that. Salute, man.
Yo.
Salute, man. That was cool.
I ain't never.
I remember that.
vodka shit.
I remember that time, Ralph. Remember that time you was hustling and you lost your key and ain't nobody didn't know that, and you ran up the alleyway and jumped over the gate, and you jumped in the twins' backyard when they had that big ass 500-pound Rottweiler.
That fucking dog. Oh my god.
Yo,
That shit
they
bit
had a
my leg.
500-pound
I still got the
Rottweiler,
mark,
and let me tell you something.
You got bit?
Bit. That motherfucker, he bit Ralph on the ass and threw his ass around for like 20 minutes. Ralph thought he got struck by lightning.
Oh, shit.
Yo, that shit was so funny.
I don't
That shit
remember
was so
this.
funny. He
He
said, "Oh my
already
God, he
did
ripped my
like
ass
this.
off." Yo,
In
for
that
real, he was
backyard.
crying. He didn't know what to do. The ambulance came and said, "What happened?" He said, "The fucking dog jumped over the gate." The dog was looking at him like, "Nigga, I ain't never leave this gate."
Yeah.
Ralph was so
Still had
high.
my pair of jeans in his mouth.
I guess he was smoking and running them streets. That nigga went in there and jumped that backyard. And that Rottweiler was big. What was his name?
He was hell.
It was something.
Cujo.
Rocky?
No. Yeah, it was Cujo. It was Cujo. Yeah,
No way
Cujo.
they named it Cujo.
Yeah, it was Cujo. It was the twins dog. Yeah, Cujo. We had to be cool with Cujo. Get that nigga some peanut chews, like Polo. Give him some peanut chews. Shit.
That shit was
Feed him when you back there
fucking
cooking. He
I
let you
remember
know what it is.
Khadijah. You remember that dog?
The one that they had
Yeah.
next door to
The
him?
Japanese Akita?
Yeah.
That
Who that
dog,
dog
Jermaine
bit?
don't fuck with him.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
He went back there thinking she was like one of those dormant dogs because she never barked.
He thought
She
it was a
about
pet.
it though. Yeah.
He thought it was a pet.
That basketball went over that fence. He went over there, put his hand on her head to like pet her. She bit a big ass chunk out of his hand. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
She like, oh yeah, you ain't getting that ball back.
You ain't getting that chunk of meat back. Fuck the ball.
Oh, because she was around while y'all was back there playing around then.
Yeah.
She
grew
used
up
to
right
run
there.
around all back there, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, man.
I'm thinking about getting a dog right now though.
You serious? What kind of dog you trying to get?
I want like a beagle because that's an old breed, and they don't have as many health issues
Oh,
as other breeds.
That's like that's the same dog that they had in that old school movie. My dog Skip.
Yeah, my neighbor has one, but that one's fat. But I
Them
haven't.
motherfuckers be barking like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they're
They
hound
be
dogs.
on everything.
Yeah, I
Them
don't know.
beagles be on everything.
I've-
They smart too.
I've never had a dog like.
But I don't
Ralph
know if
had-
they'll bite you.
Ralph
I know
had the
they're barking
dogs.
all that shit.
Ralph, you remember you had 2 dogs, right?
Here you go, man.
Didn't you have a pit bull at once?
Yeah, somebody took it out the backyard.
Where? Down there? Down there where you at?
No, back in Jersey City.
We had Snowy.
Yeah. For the longest, I thought Snowy ran away. And then randomly one day, when I was like full on adult, I was in a car with my father and he was talking shit about how he actually took that dog and had it put to sleep. He was like, and I was like, wait a minute. You put him to sleep? He was like, yeah, it cost me $300. I was like, what? Yo, we thought that dog ran away. We spent weeks looking for that dog around Jersey
Looking
City.
for that dog.
Yo,
this you shit is knew that.
dope, man.
And he went through
You could've
the
just-
he went through the trouble of pulling the fence back to make it look like he got out the gate. I was like,
Yeah.
this guy is a Disney villain.
Yo, you crazy as hell, yo. Your pop's gonna kill you for saying some shit like that, yo. You should. That's
Well,
why.
he'll never know
Always
because
in
nobody
on it 'cause
supports
he
my
rides us
podcast.
around
That's
looking
why
for this damn
Nobody
dog.
watches my shit.
Nobody watch this shit. Fuck that shit. Let's make this shit hot as hell, man.
Well,
We'll turn up for what? So you should have music in the background. So you say, I want to play this song right now.
I'm gonna play this song right now.
Shout out to the big homie down
Shout out to me for making it. It's my outro, even though this ain't the end of the show, but I just want to shut him up. It's my outro, aka you asking for too much. I'm just starting out. I ain't got a whole bunch of songs.
I remember
Give me a goddamn break.
When he said that shit, though.
Huh?
That sound like something.
That
That sound like a mean song. Them rappers today, they'll tear that up. Shout out to hip hop.
What happened
man.
if you came home and we just took your van and got rid of it?
You mad as hell, yo.
And then took you around looking for your shit.
Yeah.
Knowing we got rid of it.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying? Type of shit.
It was a different world, man. I think the way society makes you parent your kids now, you lie to your kids about freaking killing their dog.
Yo, let me tell you what's the coolest thing now. I know TikTok is doing this thing and all that other stuff.
You better not say crackheads, because you have a track record of finding a way to put the word crackhead in every sentence.
No, you're wrong, man. You are wrong.
What's
wrong.
hot today?
I'm gonna tell you what's hot.
Gen X. No, you would use a Gen X. Yeah, Generation X. No. Y'all both are.
No. This is the new wave.
Go ahead.
Watching the YouTubes of the kids.
This nigga said watching the YouTube.
Watching the YouTube. Yeah. Watching YouTube or checking out my man Mike Dwayne Paylor show. You're going to pick up where adults is sitting up there trying to teach their kids on the internet their education nowadays with this new math. That shit funny as hell. I'm telling you, don't watch that.
What are you talking about?
Man, you go on YouTube, pull up your phone, right? Get your phone, pull up on YouTube. Today, educational videos of what kids doing right now on the internet.
YouTube or the YouTubes?
The YouTubes of it. But you want to go to youtube.com to watch. Oh, you trying to be funny.
The YouTubes of it.
No. You can go to youtube.com and pull up on there.
Nigga, I wish you would type in youtube.com. And I hate the fact that I had to hit you with the N-word. But how dare you talk about typing youtube.com in 2020?
That's just a word, man. You think that word.
Oh, man, you're embarrassing me.
I ain't embarrassing you. I'm about to give you some light if you ready to listen
on
to
what?
On that word nigga.
Enlighten me.
Okay.
Do you think it's a term of endearment?
Hell no. No, it was made that way. So
the racist white slave owners,
they put an extra G on there. That word nigga is derived from Spaniard, but it's an African term.
Hold up.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You want to have that deepness? Let's do that.
Hit me with the deepness, bro.
And it's called nigga, which they tried to switch and try to say Moors. You can see it in television, not even in television. It's best that you read it and get to understand it.
Nah, I need to hear from you.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I understand.
Go ahead.
It means king. It means
I think you mean
king.
Nikas.
Huh?
Nikas?
No, it's Niga. But then it was changed 3 or 4 times between the Spaniards, the Portuguese, and later on it was the English. But it was Niga, Niga. That's where you get like Nigeria, like where you get Nugandi, stuff like that.
Okay.
Even like right now, still today, they're trying to say Egypt was never a part of Africa. You can't even have that. You can't break that continent when it's comfortable for you. But what I'm saying to you is it's fact. It's a fact. Like Hotep. People who have common sense, we don't call Egypt Egypt. The Egyptians that's there is not even Egyptians. They don't even call it Egypt.
What they call it?
Hotep.
Hotep? I
Yeah.
never heard of that.
Okay. Well, it's a fact.
All right.
And the Europeans had put once the blueprints was laid out on how to take over and run America, from which we came to the understanding of it now from after all these years with the war, the North and the South and all that other stuff. There was transpired of literature that was being created for a way of life for people to live, like us.
I think you got away from the N-word. Like,
Okay.
I really want to know what your philosophy is.
It's like a person that you whomever would cherish. They would call like a king or a duke or something like that. But it was our people, the Moorish people. That was names that they called them. It's in pictures, it's in paintings that's documented till this day that you will see an African sent man in the background of everything, of every painting on this planet, every painting on this planet, every painting on this planet.
I know the word that you're trying to describe to me. I'm slightly familiar
But
with it.
it doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me because I might not understand it all in the way that I can explain it to you right now. But I was listening and I read a little bit and I seen a lot of documentaries on it to understand it more, to the point that I would not limit
So you're
myself
not
to be.
offended
I would
by-
not limit myself to being worried about something like
So
that.
you're not offended by the word, no matter who uses it.
No. Oh, what you mean? Like as a Caucasian person can say it to me?
Caucasian,
That's not gonna happen.
Asian.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
So you
That's
are
not gonna
offended
happen.
depending on who uses it.
Excuse me?
So you are offended
it-
depending on who uses it.
They can't say that, just like I can't walk up inside a Supreme Court and say, "Come here, honky."
Why not?
Shit, you can't do that.
What's a honky though?
A term of endearment of which all people that's of color call European people.
On one of my old episodes, I forget which one, but I used to believe that the N word was a term of endearment.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns
Because you
out
was programmed that way because your parents allowed you to be programmed that way. We all fell short of the victim, but today's kids today, they're not having that. That information is too quick to you get.
I don't know about that.
Shit, you don't know.
But I was saying, like, a term of endearment is like sugar, baby, honey, like sweetheart. Those are terms of endearments. When I believe the N word
all
was a term
according to
of
how-
an endearment, it was because I didn't know what the definition of the phrase term of endearment was. Like, I just accepted it for whatever the BS it was.
It's
And
all
I didn't look
according. It's
into
all
it.
according to how you're saying it. The term will
but-
never change. The narrative of it will never change because if I say like baby, you'll be like, what?
I
And somebody
guess.
say sweet, first thing you'll come in your mind, they react to you like that. You come like, "Pff, that must be sour. You know what I mean?
In a way,
Like,
yeah.
It's
I
a
guess
way.
in a way
It's the delivery of it.
It did
It's
it.
the delivery of it.
Okay.
But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. These young people ain't having that mess, man. People don't want to march no
I
more.
think it all depends on your mentality, though.
Yeah,
How
but
so?
you know,
Because I don't care who used that word. Like, you could be like, "Hey, bitch ass nigga." I'm not turning around because I know that ain't my name.
mm-hmm.
But now, if you get offended, then obviously you mean they talking to you.
Cause you's a bitch ass
You know what I'm
nigga.
saying? Exactly.
Only a bitch
You know
ass
what I mean?
nigga can
So-
answer some shit like that. I don't give a fuck who you is.
Exactly. So
And if you grew up the way
try
we
to
grew up,
say
what?
You answer to what you are.
Okay, but so
The way we grew up, it was like this. Let me say this. Let me interrupt you and say this. The way we grew up, if anything with high intensity goes on around us that we are not controlling, we're definitely paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we modern day dinosaurs.
what?
Shit.
Modern day dinosaurs.
You don't think that shit? That's just how we grew up. How we grew up.
I was never a freaking dinosaur.
No.
What are you talking about?
Okay. This nigga's on some Hollywood shit right now, Ralph. this
Nigga.
and I'm high.
Yeah, and you all over the place.
No, I'm not. We just having a conversation. You brought up a couple of points. I brought up every time you ask. All right, tell me how does everything work for you since you started your show?
It's been slow going, but I'm trying to work my way into having a consistent schedule because I think that's where the success comes into play.
That you want to lock down on the internet because you can publicize it on your page, and the more people watch, it'll work out that way. You know what? You got to keep all this stuff covered because we're not okay with Amsterdam.
You're not?
Hell no.
What they do to you?
That's product placement. We need
Ain't
that
nobody
check.
looking at that? That shit
Hell
is
yeah.
blurry.
Shit. They pay motherfuckers to watch for that shit.
All right.
This is cool, man. I like this. Oh, this is cool. Yes.
So, Ralph, you're never really offended by the N word.
Huh?
It doesn't offend you.
How does it make you feel?
I done heard after you hear something so long, it don't even bother you. Like,
So you're
Murder.
numb to it.
you know what I'm saying? You used to hear murder down the street, and you run down to see who it is. Nowadays, it's like, man, fuck, it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a
just get to the
shame that the
point.
world has gotten to that
you know what I'm
place.
saying?
You know what I
Remember
mean?
what? When we were in the
got to
hood,
that place,
Jersey City,
yeah.
somebody would get shot. They was like, oh shit, who got
Yeah.
hit? You know what I'm saying? But now that happens so much, it don't even bother you no more.
Nah, man, these people, it's a lot of people that walk this earth that don't love life. They don't
All
care
right.
about. They don't love life that much that they're comfortable with taking another one
Yeah. Like,
for
ain't no
for
respect.
whatever was brought their way for them to be in that position. I just that everybody need to have a peace of mind. Everybody need a peace of mind. But hey, you know what I mean? Shit, everybody gotta carry their own cross. That shit is crazy, brother.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, so much stuff happening in that city, man. All these people that we lost, and then we're still losing over because of one person say this, another person say that, or a color,
Yeah.
or my area, that area. Man, pay your bills and keep
Exactly.
it moving, man. Pay your bills
Yeah.
and keep it moving.
I
Stay
think
out
as
the
a
way,
people, we
man.
too much worried about material shit
And the people
anyway.
need to really give money back to my city. They really
they
need to
should
give
be.
money back to my city. Like, really do something for the people there. You shut down all the basketball courts and everything. They're not,
Uh-huh.
you
What-
know what? I ain't even gonna get
Shut
into
it
that.
down because of COVID, not because of like budgets and
Let me
anything.
tell you something. They said you
Now,
can.
wait a minute. What city are you concerned with? You still concerned with Jersey City?
Yeah, I'm just talking about the ghettos anyway.
Okay.
I'm talking about the ghettos all over America. How could you catch the COVID? Because somebody passed you a basketball?
Maybe
You outside.
the
right?
germs
Maybe,
could be on the
right?
board.
There's
The
doctors
ball?
that's in there and that has been in there from what they told you was the time that the COVID came out. What is it about now? 2.5 months? Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Why don't they call it COVID-20 by now? Like, I know it
COVID-20
started in
was shit.
19.
That shit ain't started in 19. That shit ain't started in 19. You better read that paper a little bit more thicker.
What do you think? It's COVID-18?
Hell no. It wasn't they didn't put no numbing on there. They just knew that it was coming. They knew it was
But
coming.
it started in 19. That's why it got its name.
It can't be that because, see, listen, I'm going to help you out. It's an easier way that you might can understand it.
Okay.
It's 2020.
Get closer to the mic. You're coming.
It's 2020. That's going into 21, right?
That's how time
You're
works.
saying 19 and started 19.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
What?
Donald Trump been in there for 4 years, correct? 4 years, right?
Okay.
20.
Yeah.
Subtract 4. That's 16, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. In 2014, who was the president of the United States?
And 14?
No. Yes. In
Is this-
2014.
Obama?
Exactly.
Okay.
He had already told the world
What?
that this virus that one of they homeboys created, but not him, is coming.
Yep.
I'm keeping it 100 with you. He told the world.
You heard this too, Ralph?
Yeah, this snitch ass
You heard about
television
this?
show. I don't give
Well,
the
I
right
ain't-
to
I ain't
my
hear it
voice or
from
picture
this-
or
I ain't
video,
hear it
anything
then,
being
but
publicized.
I did see videos about it after the shit from there. That Obama already had a plan in place
Yeah,
for like when it
Donald
shit
Trump
happened.
different. That's the only gangster I know.
Yeah.
There is no
And
gangsters.
Obama said it.
I'ma
Obama
keep it
was like,
100.
Yo, we already had
Only
a
gangster
plan
is
laid
Donald
out.
Trump.
All he had to
He
do
been
was just
fucking
follow
up.
it.
He been fucking up since the day is long. And guess what? I ain't met a motherfucker that can stop him. He voted out right now, but I can guarantee you his shit's still up in the White House.
That's why you voted for him the first time?
You crazy than a motherfucker. I don't do that. I'm independent.
Oh, yeah?
We don't do that. They don't allow my people to vote. We shouldn't even be paying all these taxes.
Your people as a Native American?
Yes, I am. And we can go there. And we could go there.
You still claiming Native American? Because
I ain't got to claim anything. I know my birthright.
Did you put that on your census this year?
On my census. I don't even take that.
The census.
Census. Yes.
You filled it out?
Oh, you're not going to have me on video talking about I'm not taking that.
What? What's wrong with the census?
Nothing. I just don't fuck with them like that.
I'm saying if you're like Native American, you definitely want to be represented. What tribe are you from again?
Don't want to sit on the
Penobscot.
back of the bus.
The Penobscot.
Yes, Penobscot Indians. Yes, I am.
And what territory was the Penobscot known for?
In North Dakota and all the way up in Maine, right above Boston.
When you
And they
say
moved into the mountains, yeah. And they was on and was still on to reservations up to I believe it was like 93, 94. And the Chiefs had got together and won some land and stuff like that. But I'm learning more and more and more and getting deep into it. But that is my family trait. Yes, it is. And my mother is African American.
oh,
But my father was 100% Penobscot Indian.
really?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, 100. There ain't no taint in that.
Wow.
You know how they? Oh, you trying to get me to say some slick
No,
shit?
I've never heard this. I never
Well,
heard
this
this
is
before.
a fact. This is a
Because
fact.
I've
yes.
always just imagined you like went into a gas station and got a dream catcher and started parading around like you were Native American.
Yeah,
But
okay.
hearing that your dad was 100% Native American,
Yes, it is.
that's nuts.
And I have documentation that's proving that.
That's crazy.
And that's why.
Do you have any relatives still in the Dakota area?
No, I have family all over the earth. All over the earth. In all
Wow.
different states and all different countries. My aunt is a shaman.
What's a shaman?
A shaman is a
Is that like a
no, it's a person.
priestess?
It's a person that can speak to you from here between now and the dream world. To the best
the
way for me
spirit
to,
world.
yeah.
You said Shaolin?
No,
Shaman.
Shaolin is Shaolin is Staten Island, homeboy. No. But you tried to be funny.
Oh,
You
Wu
tried to be funny,
Gambino.
but that's a fact. That's Shaolin. I got my peoples out there.
So yeah, shaman is a
Yes.
priestess.
No, it's anyone. It's anyone that walk upon this earth that could talk to you from in this life and into the next.
Now, is that from your dad's side of the
Yeah,
family?
that's from my dad's side.
Okay.
But my cultural understanding and how to deal with people and have respect and how to carry myself is from my mother and my father's side. My great grandparents has been adopted, and it's gonna trip you out. But I'm gonna tell you this.
You
this
said
which is a
adopted?
fact. Yes,
Okay, go ahead. Get into
my
that.
great grandparents that came up here from North Dakota territories, and they've been in Maine. They was adopted. They was adopted by you know how you drink Seagram's ginger ale in Canada Dry.
Mm-hmm.
There was a soda company called Hoffman.
Okay.
Hoffman Soda Company. One of the brothers of that family had adopted my grandparents, and my grandparents was not from the same tribe. It was a group of people. It was a group of people of my
And they
of
were
my
children
family
at the time.
and they was all children, and they had adopted them. Had all gave them their name. It's like your name, Paylor. That's
Yeah.
not originally your name. That's
Yes.
the name that was given to you that you carried on through whoever.
Yeah. I follow you.
All right.
Keep going.
And I have family to this day that's doctors, judges, lawyers, correction officers, police
But
officers,
back to
regular people.
the adoption
But
part.
they had adopted them,
Uh-huh.
and my grandparents had took on that name. My grandfather had 11 brothers. My grandfather had 11 brothers. My grandfather's name is Elwood Garizona Hoffman, Senior. That's my grandfather.
But explain
and that's my father, and that's me.
the soda company.
well,
like,
Hoffman, you remember? All right, correction.
but why
Go
did
back.
they adopt
Hoffman
children?
Soda. Because remember, America was just moving past them. This is going back some years. This is past the 70s and all that other stuff.
Okay.
But this is I'm
But
trying
is
to
it
bring
still the
your mind state to that era.
1900s?
It's in that like 35 to 90. 35 to 90 as they transcended with people, because America wasn't really civilized and still never been. But that sounds a little bit more stretched out even further. So what I'm saying to you is, it was in an era. You seen the Kings of New York?
Yes.
And they had all of the white groups that was
Yeah,
gangs and stuff
all the
like
gangs.
that. Okay. This is right after Bugsy Siegel and them. You see how Bugsy Siegel and them was?
Okay.
That's how when my grandparents and them was coming up here from Arizona and stuff like that, and coming up to North Jersey.
So we're talking like 1800.
It was some time back. That's why I said to you, let me correct you and explain to you what time zone when this happened. But yes it is. And I still have cousins to this day that have the same last name. I have my aunts, my sister.
Man, it would be great to like research that further to like get more details about
It would.
why, because if they adopted a
But I'm
bunch
grateful.
of people,
Yeah.
you guys would have all had the same names, but then
We all, and guess what? We all do have that same name.
Mhm.
We all have that name or initial in our name. Still to this day. When they give the slogan, we don't die, we multiply, that's our name.
Bebe's kids.
You can call it what you want to. We about our business.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the fact, man. That's a fact, yo. This is cool, man. This is cool. I like this. So what else you want to talk about? These kids today, I wish for them, man. I pray for them. They need some guidance. They got to believe in something. Because they think everybody owed them something.
Well,
All these young kids today all believe that they think somebody owed them something. Nobody owe you crap. But they act like they don't want nobody to tell them something. Listen, These are the rules. Because everybody keeps saying the old school rule this, the old school rule that. Oh, no, you got to think about it like this. You got to think about it like that. Hell no. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. As long as you walk this earth, you should never do no hurt or harm to no baby. As long as you walk this earth, you should never do no hurt and harm to an old person. You say, excuse me, ma'am. You say, excuse me, sir. You say, yes, ma'am. You say, yes, sir. You say, may I have? And you also say the number one thing, no matter what. Thank you. You can get anywhere you want in this world. You can get anywhere in this world. Today, these kids ain't trying to hear that shit.
So you're saying this current generation of children don't have manners?
If you, let's just say, look at the television, you may be judge of that.
Well, it's more about, they're not even on television like that. They're on social media.
What? It's another form of television. People look at they look at their Facebook more than they watch regular TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only reason why somebody watch the news is because somebody else called them and said, hey, yo, you better watch the news.
And they just report what's on social media.
Hell yeah. Shit. That's crazy because, as long as they know those factors, they can get anywhere in life. And take their time. They don't have to rush. Because I'm going to give you another tool to life. Like we said that one. Here's another one. Everybody that's young is rushing to become an adult. Can we all agree upon that, Ralph? Can we agree upon that?
Yeah.
Can we agree upon that, Michael?
I don't know.
You telling me everybody that's young don't want to hurry up and become an adult?
Everybody, that means 100% of the people. Like, I don't think so. And I don't
Shit, when
fully,
you was like 15, 16 years old, you couldn't wait till you turn 18, correct?
Nah, by the time, I couldn't wait till I became a teenager just so I could be outside late past the street light.
Okay.
But I wasn't really like excited to become an adult. I knew like I had a good thing when I was a kid. I didn't have to pay bills.
Yeah.
I didn't really run the streets neither, so
exactly.
it was a pretty comfortable situation. But
you knew you had that one in your back pocket. That some things you don't have to worry about that. So you had that. I got this. I know I got to do this, but I can figure it out.
I wouldn't say that much. But what you said earlier about the I don't fully agree that the kid generation. When I look at some of these kids that are doing the protesting and they're like
that's good.
A part of the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm really impressed by them because like a lot of these kids are like teenagers and early 20s.
That's great.
And when I think
I've
back,
done that a couple of times.
You protested?
Yes, I
when
have.
You were younger?
Yes, I have.
What'd you protest?
I know we ain't doing that. That's too far.
Because it sounds like,
but I have, and
it
that's
sounds
a good
like
thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It don't sound please.
No, because it sounds like you participated in some riots, and that doesn't qualify as a protest.
Let's clear that up.
Because I don't want
peaceful.
I don't want you to take the shine off of these young kids who I think do deserve their flowers. Because the point I was going to make was that when I was in my early 20s, I wasn't so thinking about the world that I would go out there and risk getting arrested and protest for a bigger thing than me. Like I was just running around in the clubs. Like I was really focused on me.
The mind state.
So I'm impressed with the young kids that they're out there doing that.
The mind state of every young person, as we discussing this young person thing, is we're not talking about a certain young people or this. We're not doing that. We're not profiling any groups of young people. We're just saying overall. You know what I mean? There's a lot of young kids who's lost, who really don't know what's right and wrong or anything like that. Some young kids out here thinking that stealing to get to where you got to go is okay. Shit, you got adults today that's still stealing, thinking that's the okay way to go.
Yeah, some people got a lot of trauma.
There's a lot. The mind state of the individual is different on every page, but nobody never said like, what's 1, 2, 3. I told you 1. What you think is number? You tell me number 2. And Ralph, you say number 3.
I don't know where your analogy's going.
Okay, well, let me help you out. Be you no matter what. And always keep goodness in your heart. Everybody don't have to understand how goodness apply to you, but just have goodness in your heart. If you know that you can do that, you okay. You did what you had to do, you okay. You got to have goodness in your heart. Every human. I don't get it. The evilest, meanest person on the planet. You got to have goodness in your heart. And you got to be humble. Well, maybe that's a wrong term word. How about be humble? Be humble.
I mean, that's a nice philosophy.
Be humble. Yeah. You asking? So I asked you, what do you think? You was like, I don't know. So I'm helping you with you making a decision, making your decision on how you feel about it. Just straight up, you know what I mean? It's a lot of young kids out here that's doing a lot of great things, it's beautiful things. They just made a young girl a judge, a couple of them council members, a young man a council member. Shout out to the police department, the people who doing what they got to do. Shout out to the fire department. Shout out to all of them. Yeah, them people that's them first responders, them EMT people, them hospital people. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody who has a state job should not pay taxes right now. Because all these people who living off this COVID money, this is how I feel because I pay taxes. We should not pay taxes. All you people, not saying, you know what, you about to have me wild out. Michael about to have me wild out.
No, I mean, go ahead, get on your soapbox.
No, ain't no soapbox. You asked me a question. Yeah, I'm jumping around on whatever.
You talking about you don't want to pay taxes no more?
What?
I mean, tell the people why you don't want to pay taxes no more.
No, you terrible than the motherfucker. You see that, Ralph? He trying to set me up with the bang.
I ain't setting nobody up for nothing.
This motherfucker here, what's my man? He the black version of Howard Stern. Michael the black version of Howard Stern.
Ancestors already paid the way, so
yeah, black people shouldn't pay taxes. We should not pay taxes no matter what. No matter what y'all say. But they want to make everything, because you know what? They cannot live out without the balance. You cannot live out without having balance. If you ever, in your chance of your life, ever look at the yin and yang symbol, that's humanity. That's humanity.
Humanity is yin and yang?
Yeah. What's the two colors?
Black and white.
You damn real. And you see how the circle of it is? They can't live without each other.
I mean, okay.
We ain't going to let go because they don't want to justify from what took place. But we're learning. We're adapting. A lot of us is getting impatient. And we tired of negotiating. And the Democrats, could we drop 2 bombs on them, bro? Could we get that?
All right.
Hell yeah. And I want you to turn my hold on. I'm about to bust this, y'all. We right here. We at MDP TV in the cut. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I gotta drop this bomb for who? Kamala Harris.
That's right.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Facts. Facts. I need my own show right now. Where you got me feeling this right now? And you know I got some equipment. I need my own show. Plug this up in my crib and I'll set it off. Huh? Plug this up in my crib and I'll set it off.
This brother is feeling saucy.
Yes.
Feeling like fun.
He got me feeling like I'm with MDP in the building one time. Hit me. Phil, what the fuck you talking about? Blood fire.
I just want to come play with the sound effect.
Yes, and while we on there, real rap, y'all, we need a motherfucking TV so we can be playing 2K.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that on my YouTube channel.
And we could be able to play Madden.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes. Motherfuckers sitting there and commentating, and they got the game on it, and they can see you with the TV. Yeah, we banging. You want to play? Link onto it, and you can play online with other people.
You know what? I did look into. I didn't look fully into it, but I came across that you could actually have an internet radio show. You remember how
with my
earlier?
Shit? What stuff I got?
And be able to play music and all that stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna do it for me? What do I need? What's that board you got?
I'm not gonna do it for you because I got my own stuff I'm working on.
That's some bullshit. How about I pay you to do it for me? How much you gonna charge me?
Nah, I'm pay you no mind.
See? You see this? A black man is offering to another black man how to come up to that level, and I'm willing to pay him. And what he said to me, pay me no mind. This is the reason why, people.
We drop a bomb on your bullshit. Here.
And he got me drunk on his fruity.
Oh man, was that the wrong? That's
this
not the bomb button.
He put chirping birds trying to pop shit to me.
That's crickets. Those
that's crickets. Oh god, that shit gangsta as hell.
You said birds.
That shit dope, yo. This is cool, man. This is dope, yo.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey, yo,
I worked hard on it.
Song somebody made.
Huh?
An unstopped rapper made a song called "Don't Blame the White Man."
Really?
Talking about black people.
Sounds like he's a troll, and he's getting attention for some troll shit.
You can feel, yeah. I don't know what that means. What have I learned about that's a troll is always that boy.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I don't mention his name because then that means you understand it.
He's like the the rap version of Donald Trump. Hey, yo, you know what? I was thinking the other day that hip hop.
He did what he did. He better leave. Well, they'll make money off his death like they did all the rest of them.
Who are you talking about, Tekashi?
Nah, I don't fuck with that nigga.
All right, so now I was gonna say, I was gonna make an analogy that I was thinking about, that like wrestling is like hip hop in a lot of ways. Like the personalities are really big, and I was thinking like
wrestling been that way for a long time, man.
Yeah, but like
The Rock and all of them came
And
from.
you gotta close the show.
Man, let me tell you something, man.
Like Steve
Them
Harvey.
real wrestling days, them
Steve
real
Harvey
wrestling
be having
days.
Final Thought.
Shit, Hulk Hogan when he was young, Andre the Giant when he was young. That's the first Ultimate Warrior. The first, not that second one.
Hey,
The
man,
second one was
you
good
went
too, but that
way
first
too
Ultimate
far
Warrior,
back. I
was
can't
serious.
follow. You talking 80s wrestling?
Shit, who you talking about? The Undertaker. He
Yes.
just retired.
I know him.
That's the homie. And then they had it made like the Undertaker had a brother named Kane. And over the years, they got a couple of different people that played him. You know, shout out to him.
Yeah, before that, he had a lookalike. I remember it was Undertaker versus Undertaker, but that was like a pay-per-view event in the 90s. I remember. Hey, talking about pay-per-view, did you check out the Tyson Jones fight?
I saw it.
Ralph, did you check it out?
Nah, I ain't sure.
No.
Heard it was a draw.
Yeah, it was a draw.
That's what they called it.
I'm
But
pretty
everybody
sure.
said Mike Tyson beat his ass. So
I'm pretty sure it was decided it was going to be a draw before that fight even took place.
Hell yeah.
I think that was a decision made that before either one of them took that fight, they
You
wasn't
mean
going to
agreed upon, right?
take a L. Neither one was going to accept a loss. So.
Nah, motherfucking Roy Jones started popping shit after they had the after fight commentary. The first one, he was like, "Nah, I don't believe in no draw. No, it's either win or lose. I don't believe in no draw." And
Oh, yeah.
Mike was
I mean,
still trying
yeah.
to keep it humble.
Because like I said, he most
Roy
likely.
Jones kept it 100. He was like, "Yo, his punches, them shits hurt, like for real." He was like, "Yo."
Yeah, I turned it
And
off.
you see my man
I
Nate
turned it
Robinson
off
got
when,
knocked out by the white boy.
I turned it off when Mike was like,
Yo, I need
"But
one
you
of these
took
shows
it.
put up in my
you
house."
took
yo.
it."
What you
I was-
talking about?
Yeah, Jones was like, "Yo, his punches, they really hurt." But then Mike was like, "Yeah, but you took it. You took it," and I respect that. And I was like, "Yeah," I turned it off because I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo, it's
'cause
starting to."
He was saying you
sounding
took
too
it, meaning like
aggressive.
motherfucker, keep this as a draw if I really beat your ass.
Nah, it was always going to be a draw.
Yeah, they discussed that or whatever to keep it nice. Mike kept
All
it,
that
he kept
hugging,
it nice, but
I
he
think it was all a
knew
setup.
if he had really wanted to hit Roy Jones, man, Roy Jones would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if Mike Tyson is in the wheelchair. He's gonna knock your fucking head off.
I guess.
You don't play with people like that.
I know I don't want to
No.
see any more fights because I'm hearing them talk about trying to get Holyfield back out there. I
No.
don't want to see these
Let
old
that
men
shit
fight.
go.
Not
These
for real.
entertainers got to find another form of revenue.
Yeah, or something else.
We gotta find another form of revenue. Shout out to Jay-Z, yo. Shout
What's
out
up
to
with Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
What he
Shout
do?
out to Hove, yo.
His birthday yesterday.
Yeah. Shout out to Hove, yo. Shout
Or
out
was
to
it
Hove.
today?
You gotta get that to him, man.
Nah, it was yesterday.
Salute, big homie. Salute, big homie.
So, it was crazy because somebody on my Instagram, they did that whole shout out to Hov for his birthday, and I was like, you know what? I looked at the calendar yesterday and I saw, December 4th, and I was like, yo, what holiday is this? I felt like it was a holiday, but I couldn't think of what it was, and I was like, I know today is like a special day, but it was like
It should.
it wasn't until the
It
other
should
day.
be to that
Like,
man and his family.
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? To that man and his family.
Hey, yo, since you brought up Jay-Z, you know how they always used to talk about who was better between Jay-Z and Biggie? It dawned on me recently that wasn't even a fair comparison because technically Jay-Z's been rapping and recording records longer than Biggie. So he's more of a 80s class. You know what I'm talking about? Like the earlier Jay-Z stuff sound like Run DMC type flow. Like he had that old 80s type sound.
Yo, let me tell you something. My opinion on that is they both kings. I couldn't even sit them down and compare them to each other.
You couldn't compare Jay-Z to
I couldn't because
that's because
that's like me making a decision on the handicap because Biggie Smalls was cut down young at his age with his way of music and understanding of it of what he was then to now, it'd be at two different
think-
levels. So it's not that because
I
Jay-Z
think-
had a longer body, but I can't take nothing away from neither one of them. They both are kings.
Very nice.
They good music.
I think you could compare.
I still listen to Reasonable Doubt now.
I think you could compare Reasonable Doubt to Ready to Die.
No,
Yeah, why not?
you
Even though Reasonable Doubt came out right after around the time Life After Death happened, I wouldn't say that's a fair comparison because Jay-Z's first album didn't have all the bells and whistles that Puffy was afforded to give to Biggie's on his second album. Like he had all those.
but that was Jay-Z money.
Yeah,
That was Jay-Z, Damon Dash, and
but
Biggs
that's
money. Shout
beside
out
the
to them,
point.
man.
That's
Rock
beside
solid.
the point. The point is the quality of music. I think is more comparable. Reasonable Doubt to Ready to Die. What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't know. I think Big Flow was tight, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Big could do a record with anybody.
You
You
know,
know,
you
Motherfuckers
know,
wasn't
you know.
doing that shit.
Not taking nothing from neither one of them, but I can say that they have this in common. Just like Slick Rick has the title as the best storyteller, you got to
Mhm.
give it to them gentlemen, and others too,
Yeah, I ain't taking
But,
nothing
but,
away
but
from
they
Jay,
could tell
but
a story. They could take a story
they
and
had
paint a
more
picture
time
so
to
vivid.
perfect his
It's
style,
cool, man.
whereas
Yeah. See,
Biggie-
big.
Biggie could rap on anybody. Remember he did
Yeah.
that track with Bone Thugs? He
Yeah.
was rapping
Hell
fast
yeah.
and shit. Biggie could get
That
on
Bone and
anybody's
Biggie.
track.
You got something to
It's
turn
doing,
into
you
music.
know what
Here's
I'm
something to pull it up on YouTube. If I pull it up on here, it'll work.
Yeah, but I can't play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that speed flow rap.
Yeah. That's what Biggie could get on a track with anybody and that shit would be hot. Yo.
Yeah,
He'll
but
kill it,
Jay-Z
yo.
has flows too. Even when he started, he used to do the speed rap thing. So that wasn't like
But
really
that
new
was
to him.
limited. That was limited about what the world knows of that. It's been longer that he has that style back then for
Exactly.
those who in Marcy, not to the open world public. They didn't have that much of him out there besides a couple of videos and a couple of verses.
I think
But his embodiment of work now, that's ridiculous. He can't even rap Crime Wave. Well, he can because he's that good, and shout out to him. But
And
when he
and
wrote
even
Crime
Jay
Wave,
knows,
it was
Jay
a rap.
knows.
It
The
goes
only
down in the
principle
history. It goes down in the
knowledge
history of the
is
movies.
wallet.
Say that again,
You know
Ralph.
what I mean?
Huh?
Say that
So,
again.
I said even Jay knew. He was like the only Christopher we acknowledge is Wild.
Yeah, but that
Yes.
was later on.
Facts.
But I'm
Facts.
talking.
Even he know. Like, yo,
Yeah.
you can't fuck with Big, and he been spitting big rhymes since he left. So, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
really can't.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
That
here's-
was
mean?
great.
Big
That
always
right
been
there.
king,
That was
yo.
But
great.
that's just
That's good
that's
tribute.
just that's
At
just
the
him
time
big
But
up
that
his
ether-
brother.
came out, everybody was listening to West Coast music,
Listen,
and
bro.
then Big brought it back to New York. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then
but
that's when Suge
but
Knight
hear
started
this.
talking shit on.
Hear this point. I think you are correct that Biggie had more impressive flows, but I think
Mhm.
if you go back and listen to Jay-Z's first album, the
I'm not
content that
saying
he was
Reasonable
saying,
Doubt was hard.
the content that he
yeah.
was saying was still
The greatest, one of the greatest.
no, but you're
Reasonable
not.
doubt.
The
Compared
content
to
that he was saying back then still
No.
applies to today, so his stuff holds up.
yeah.
Biggie's
you
not
know.
so much. He was ill for
And
his
then
day,
you gotta
but
look at it too, though.
that stuff kind of
Reasonable
dated.
Doubt didn't really get much play until he came out with Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
When he came out with Hard Knock Life, everybody started digging through the
No,
tracks
because
and shit.
when,
He like, oh,
when he
shit.
came with the Hard Knock Life, that right there, he showed them like, look, I'm that versatile that I'm gonna spin
Yeah.
on this and own the rights to it, and I'm gonna show y'all. And it was basic, and guess what? That turned them over to commercial to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they did some music, man. That was
really
good,
got
man.
hot with the Hard Knock Life. When he did Hard Knock, it's still Hard Knock, right?
Yeah.
But
He was
He was
successfully
knocking
crossed
that.
over.
that's
was
when
knocking
everybody
that.
started bumping OJ shit. Like,
That's
oh,
when you
yo,
need to
that
have
shit
that
is hot.
fresh. That's when you had the Acura Legend. That's when you had the
Yeah.
Acura Legend. You had to have that that tape. You had to have that tape
And
now.
then motherfuckers was like, yo, even Reasonable Doubt started selling. Even he said that. He was like, yo, motherfuckers was sleeping on Reasonable Doubt until I did Hard Knock Life. When I did Hard Knock Life, Reasonable Doubt sales grew.
Which is why I was telling you that his music, the raps that he made back then, still holds up. It still
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like not a lot of people can say that about like other legends.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why I
but
say
what other legends you saying that a lot of people can't say that about?
Biggie rhymes. I love Biggie,
Yeah.
but his raps, some of his hardest bars back then aren't as acceptable or relevant as they would be today. Like some of the stuff he said, you can't get away with saying now.
You talking about the 10 crack commandments?
No,
You can't say that now? Shit.
I'm not talking about the 10 crack commandments. I'm talking about other stuff.
You know what I do miss? I miss Total. I miss Total when I'm singing on the tracks with them. That was dope. I miss DOS Effects. I miss a lot of old school songs.
Total's still around.
That's what I'm saying. Anything Big got on, yo, they was
Yeah,
hot. Total
yeah.
wasn't nothing until he started rapping on their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He freaked that out. That
Total,
was dope.
112. He was getting on all these shit, making them hot.
That's what I would like to see a versus. Somebody need to put that on the internet.
Who?
You should sponsor that.
Total?
No, 112 versus Jagged Edge.
They did that already.
They did that? No, they ain't do
yes,
that.
they
probably
did. You clown them. Like that's
They ain't do
exactly
that.
what they did, like months ago, and it was trash. Not all of one of the groups showed up.
I haven't seen it, but you know how people say I heard. Well, I heard. Jeezy
I heard they're
was
trying to
coming
get.
out. I heard. What's his name? Gucci Man was coming out at Jeezy.
Yeah, they had history.
He was like on him, like
they had
trying
history.
to get at him.
Well, back in the day, 10 years ago, maybe I don't know. I didn't follow them, but the rumor is Jeezy sent somebody to rob Gucci, and it was a home invasion or something.
And they never been around each other
Gucci
since until
killed the guy legally, killed him, and that's why he was disrespecting Jeezy, like talking about I'm smoking on so and so's. That was his man's that he was dead, so he was talking shit all the whole verses about having killed his homeboy. But at the same time,
did Gucci Man go to jail for that?
nah, it was legal.
Oh shit!
He went to jail for other stuff, but not for that.
I don't even think that's the real Gucci Man. But you know,
You think he's a
clone.
clone?
Yeah.
A thin one?
You
Because
don't think they ain't cloning people? They cloning people.
I don't think they're cloning people.
Shit, you crazy than a motherfucker. We talking about this place you live at.
You gotta you gotta talk to the mic if you want to face the camera.
I can hear you.
Go ahead.
I can hear
That
you.
nigga's crazy.
No.
Hey, I gotta go 'cause I gotta charge my phone. Yo, my battery done.
All right, no problem.
All right, no doubt, bro.
I'll holler at you later.
All right, do that, yo.
All
I
right,
would.
All right, one, bro.